Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Wish you all are good in this pandemic situation. Here I would like to share and explain about the new material today, that is WH question, or you can also say question words. Here we go. So question words also you can say for open questions or WH questions. Essentially, there are two types of the question. The first one is yes no questions, and then the second one is WH questions, or you can say it as the open questions or question words. And so the difference of uh, the yes no questions and open question is in the answers. If we use yes no question with, it means that you just need to have two answers between yes or no. But if you use the open questions or question words, it means that you will have a lot of questions, a lot of answers, sorry. And then the first one that you need to use is who and whom. So who and whom used to obtain information about the person or the people. For example, here I have three questions. Yeah? Who wants new iPhone 13 Pro Max, for example? So we can say only yes or no here because I used the question words who. So the answer might be all students want it, for example. The second one is what. What used to request information about somebody or something. So again, here I have three examples here that I made the question using what. So for example, I have the question, what have you done today? So you cannot say only yes or no also, because you need to answer uh, a lot of answers here, because one to another will have the totally different answers. What have you done today? I have finished all my project. Maybe someone say that, or maybe someone say, I have not finished my project. Oh my god, for example. Yeah, the people will have the different answer, depends on their experience using question words. And then when is used to obtain information about the time period in which an action occurs. So here I emphasize you to make sure that you understand the function of the question words itself in each part, yeah, rather than learning the tenses itself. Because if you only learn the tenses but you don't know the function, it would be useless. But if you learn the function first and then after that step by step you learn the tenses, it would be very perfect. Yeah. So when is used to obtain information about the time period in which an action occurs. For example, when did you finish your homework? I finished it last night. Yeah. In the last minute, for example. In the last minute of the deadline, for example. When can we meet again to talk about our project? We can we meet again? We can we meet a week to go from now, inshallah, for example. Yeah. And then the next one I have where, not where. It would be very different meaning when you have the wrong pronunciation where and where. For the question you must say where. Where is used to obtain the information about the location of a person, or the location or of the thing. For example, when I ask you where do you live, so the answer not only yes. Where do you live? Yes. Where do you live? No. That's in connecting. So where do you live? I live in Mount Tapan, for example. So where did you find the laptop? I found it under the pillow, for example. I found it under the water, for example. Yeah. Where have you been? Yeah, I couldn't find you in the class. Oh, I'm sorry, I have been at the cafeteria. I'm starving, for example. The next one I have why? Why is the common question? Yeah, why did he love me? For example, or why you hate him? For example, it's used to obtain the information about the reason something happened or the reason somebody does something. Why were you coming late? Why haven't you submitted the tasks? Why did you leave the online class, for example? Yeah. Why do you leave me that I told you in the beginning? Yeah. That's the question why and need the reason. So you use why. And then how come here in the informal American English you can use how come to replace why. For example, here why is she late? You can just say how come she's late. Why did he stay at the boarding house? How come he stayed? So just replace why into how come in the informal American English. Informal American English means that in the daily conversation actually, guys. Yeah. It's not common when you use how come in the formal situation. It is just for the informal situation. Yeah. Okay. Just take note this part. And then the next one is I have here the which is used to obtain the information in order to make a comparison. Yeah, comparison between two more similar things or people. So it must have the choices. Yeah? It must have the choices. For example, which one to prefer between iPhone 30 Pro or Pro Max? Which laptop is longest, Lenovo or Xiaomi? Which English book do you enjoy to read, for example? So you need to give the the choice. In this question, you have the comparison between two things or more, and then the people that you ask have the choice from your questions. The next one is whose, yeah? Not goose, yeah, but whose, yeah? Is to obtain information about who something belongs to. Whose mobile phone is on the desk, for example. Who's had the idea? Who's made these apps? Yeah. So in spoken English, whose and who apostrophe is almost similar, but make sure that you make it different in the context. When you find this whose and who apostrophe is in the written expression, it will be easy to make it different. But in the spoken English, you need to be careful because it almost the same but different in context. The next one is how is used to obtain information about the way something happened or the manner or way somebody behaves or does something. How does it work? Yeah, how has the weather been? How many mobile phones do you have? How many girlfriends do you have? How many boyfriends do you have, for example? How much is the mobile? How long will it take to fix the laptop, for example? It's just asking about something happen and then the manner or the somebody behaves or does something. And then here I have the practice or the trial for the exercises to make sure that you understand well about this material, and the exercise is to sharpen your material well. So I give this trial and then also the exercise in my class. Please open meeting 13 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So please do the exercise in meeting 13 for sharpening your knowledge about question words. Yeah. Thank you for attention, and then I'll see you next week in the next meeting with the new material as well. Thank you so much, and stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive. And nasrun minallah fatan qarib wa bashirul mu'minin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ciao.